Have you ever wondered why a single stressful day can completely derail your mood, focus, hunger, and even your sleep? Or why you might snap at loved ones when you're overwhelmed or feel utterly drained without a clear reason? It's not just in your head. Your body constantly sends chemical signals called hormones that significantly influence how you think, feel, and behave. And most of the time, you're not even aware it's happening. Welcome back to Introduction to Psychology, or Psych 101 for short. I'm Desiree, your instructor and creator for this course. This is Lesson 8, and we're diving deep into hormones and behavior. By the end of this lesson, you'll have a clear understanding of how hormones impact your emotions, shape your decisions, dictate your energy levels, and ultimately influence your daily behavior. We'll also connect these ideas to a core concept in psychology: the biological perspective. We briefly introduced this in Lesson 2, but now you'll see it in action more clearly. And Frank, our beloved forest monitor, will join us again to explain how your body works through brain activity, hormones, and other physical processes without you even realizing it. A lot of people think hormones only matter for things like growth, hunger, or sleep. But hormones do much more than that. They help shape how you respond to stress, how emotionally you feel, how much energy you have, how well you focus, and how easily your body settles down at night. This happens through the endocrine system, a network of glands that release hormones into your bloodstream. Unlike the nervous system, which sends fast, immediate signals, the endocrine system works more slowly, but its effects often last much longer. And once you understand that, many everyday experiences start to make more sense. Because hormones do much more than regulate basic body functions. They help shape your behavior. Hormones influence how you respond to stress, how well you regulate your emotions, your energy levels, your focus and attention, and even your sleep. So if you have ever wondered why you feel overwhelmed, emotionally reactive, exhausted, unfocused, or unable to sleep, hormones are part of that story. So with that in mind, let's follow Frank and see what this looks like in real life. Let's consider Frank. Imagine he wakes up late, realizing he's missed his alarm for an important presentation. Instantly, his body's stress response kicks into high gear. His brain swiftly signals the release of adrenaline and cortisol, our primary stress hormones. Adrenaline provides that immediate jolt, causing his heart to race and his senses to sharpen, preparing him for action. Cortisol, on the other hand, sustains this heightened state, keeping him on edge for a longer duration. But how does this manifest in his behavior? Frank quickly becomes more irritable, anxious, and his thoughts race uncontrollably. He struggles to maintain composure. This isn't merely a bad mood. It's a powerful hormonal cascade directly influencing his emotional regulation and observable behavior. Still rushing, Frank makes another critical mistake. He skips breakfast. By mid-morning, the consequences are clear. He feels shaky, unfocused, and increasingly irritable. His blood sugar has plummeted. Normally, the pancreas releases insulin to meticulously regulate blood sugar, ensuring a steady supply of energy to every cell in the body. But without proper nourishment, his system struggles to stabilize. And this directly impacts his behavior. Frank finds it incredibly difficult to concentrate. He becomes noticeably more emotional and reactive. He's far more prone to snapping at colleagues or making impulsive, poor decisions. This is the classic scenario behind the term hangry. It's a powerful reminder that low energy isn't just a physical sensation. It profoundly influences your mood, attention, and overall behavior. As the day goes on, Frank begins to crash. The stress, hunger, and chaos are catching up with him, leaving him completely drained. This is a good time to talk about the thyroid gland, which helps regulate metabolism. Metabolism is the process that controls how your body uses energy. Although Frank's rough morning triggered the issue, your baseline energy level is also affected by thyroid hormones. In other words, hormones influence whether you feel energized, sluggish, alert, or mentally foggy. And when energy starts to decline, it affects more than just the body. His thinking slows down, his motivation drops, and his ability to focus begins to fade. So at this point, Frank is not just tired. His cognitive performance is slipping too. But this hormonal story does not stop in the afternoon. It follows Frank into the night. By nighttime, Frank is completely exhausted. But even though he is tired, he still cannot fall asleep. His body feels worn out, but his mind is still racing. This is where the pineal gland comes in. The pineal gland helps regulate your sleep-wake cycle by releasing melatonin, the hormone that signals to your body that it is time to rest. But after such a stressful day, Frank's cortisol levels are still elevated. And that is important because stress does not always end when the stressful moment is over. Its effects can linger. So now Frank struggles to fall asleep. He cannot fully relax, and he does not get the mental reset his body needs. And when sleep suffers, behavior suffers too. The next day, poor sleep can make it harder to focus, regulate emotions, and handle stress effectively, continuing the cycle all over again. Here's the big takeaway. Hormones do not just affect one feeling or one moment. They can influence multiple parts of your behavior at the same time. They affect your emotions, your thinking, your decisions, and your overall ability to function well. In other words, hormones help shape how you feel, how clearly you think, and how you respond to the world around you. And research shows that when stress hormones like cortisol stay elevated for too long, they are linked to anxiety, mood problems, and difficulty regulating emotions. So when your body is out of balance, your mind often feels it too. Now, let's test your understanding with a quick Brain Busters quiz. Don't worry if you don't get them all right. The goal is to reinforce what we've learned. Question 1. Which gland is known as the master gland? A. Thyroid, B. Pituitary, C. Adrenal, D. Pineal. Correct answer, B. Pituitary. The pituitary gland is called the master gland because it controls and directs other endocrine glands in the body. Question 2. Which gland regulates metabolism? A. Pancreas, B. Thyroid, C. Adrenal, D. Hypothalamus. Correct answer, B. Thyroid. The thyroid controls how your body uses energy, which directly impacts metabolism and energy levels. Question 3. Which glands are responsible for the stress response? A. Pancreas, B. Pineal, C. Adrenal, D. Thyroid. Correct answer, C. Adrenal. The adrenal glands release adrenaline and cortisol, which prepare the body to respond to stress. Question 4. What hormone helps regulate sleep? A. Cortisol, B. Insulin, C. Melatonin, D. Adrenaline. Correct answer, C. Melatonin. Melatonin is released by the pineal gland and helps control the sleep-wake cycle. So let's bring it all together. The endocrine system uses hormones to regulate the body, but it also helps shape behavior. Stress hormones influence emotion. Blood sugar affects mood and focus. Hormones involved in metabolism affect energy and thinking. And sleep hormones help your body recover and reset. So throughout Frank's day, we can see the same pattern again and again. Your body and your mind are not separate. They are constantly working together, influencing how you feel, think, and behave. I hope this lesson gave you a better understanding of how hormones can shape your mood, energy, focus, and behavior. For more resources, notes, and full lessons, check out the Psychology Notebook, linked in the description below. And if you want an even stronger foundation, be sure to go back and watch Lesson 7, where we break down the nervous system, including the fight or flight response, and explore how fast communication happens in the body. In the next lesson, Lesson 9, we'll explore brain plasticity, how learning, experience, and repetition can physically reshape your brain over time. Thank you for learning with me today, and I'll see you in the next lesson.